1570 AM and W298BX 107.5 FM, Winterville, North Carolina.
All right, welcome back to Awesome Radio 107.5 FM and 1570 AM WECU, and every Tuesday from 2 to 3 p.m. for Let's Talk K-12 Education. I'm your host for the next 50 minutes, Tonitia Langley, education enthusiast, thought leader, and founder of Enrichment Strategist Services, LLC, an education consulting firm. Connect with me by https linktree enrichment strategist. I'm excited to partner with you and be dedicated to the heart of our community, which is education. I'm the host, but you and the community mean the most. I would love for you to share your suggestions of what you would love to get more information related to K-12 education. So please email me at let's talk K-12 education at gmail.com. Again, I want to hear from you guys. So you can email me at let's talk K-12 education at gmail.com. So let's get right into today. On last week's show, we talked about Step Forward Readiness with Tish Williams and Dr. Kimberly Welch. We talked about soft skills along with tons of other gems and nuggets of how to successfully navigate the city of Greenville's Minority Enterprise Development Week. And this year is called Cultivating Community with an emphasis on unity and celebrating MWBE trailblazers for the parents and caregivers and tips and resources for K-12 students. Lots of goodies for families dreaming and thinking of step forward. Lots of free activities, networking, and more. You can find this event from October 14th to October 18th, 2024. And you can go on Eventbrite to find it. Again, this is for the 2024 City of Greenville's Midweek. And we talked about what we could do to provide parents that are still dreaming and caregivers of these K-12 students. We also provided some information for K-12 students. If you're interested in attending that event, it is October 14th through October 18th. Mark your calendars and go on Eventbrite to find it. If you would like a recap, tools, and resources promoting educational equity and the City of Greenville's Midweek Show and flyer and any previous Let's Talk K-12 Education with Tonitia Langley show, head on over to Facebook on Awesome Radio 107.5 FM and 1570 AM with the purple and green logo. You can also find us on YouTube, Awesome Radio TV Vision on film 9300, and search with the purple and green logo. So, being a wife, mother, and former middle school teacher, and the grandmother of 8 school-aged G babies, and currently an education consultant and coach, I recognize the importance of the ability of critical thinking skills. Let's open up the show in true educational style with a segment that I call How is Your Brain Game, to get your mindset shifts ready for school, homework, and school tasks with your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, godchildren, and the whole entire crew. I am taking callers today at 252-756-2008. Again, I am taking callers today for the How is Your Brain game, and along with some really nice information I'm going to share today. You don't want to miss it. So let's open up with some brain teasers for How is Your Brain game. And if you would like to have them on my show, then email them at let's talk K-12 education at gmail.com. Again, if you would like to send me some brain teasers for the How is Your Brain game segment, you can email me at let's talk K-12 education at gmail.com. So I'm going to open it right up and going to start with one that some of you guys may have heard. Don't have any guests here today, so I'm putting the information out there to you. So here we go for critical thinking. The calendar conundrum. So here is the question. Some months have 30 days, some have 31 days. How many months have 28 days? 30-second ticker in my head. Okay. No callers, so I'm waiting. So let me give you the answer. So let me ask it again. It says some months have 30 days, some months have 31 days. How many months have 28 days? Well, the answer to that is all months have at least 28 days. So again, that's just using your critical thinking skills. And because, I don't have any guests, I have one or two more brain teasers for our How is Your Brain Game segment. So here's another question. Again, I'm taking callers. Feel free to call on in. If you don't want to give your name, that's okay. You don't have to give it. You can give us a call here at 252-756-2008, and I have brain teaser number 2. So I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I? The brain teaser again is I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I? I'm going to do a 10-second. All right, to be a part of the show, give us a call in at 252-756-2008. Now give it another 5 seconds. Okay, no callers. So I'll read it again. I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I? A map. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I know, right? Be like, girl, you're just tearing us up with these. All right, so I have one more brain teaser for how is your brain game for critical thinking skills with your children, grandchildren, godchildren, grandbabies, nieces, and nephews. I have keys, but no locks. I have space, but no rooms. I can be open, but no doors. What am I? Again, I have keys, but no locks. I have space, but no rooms. I can be open, but have no doors. What am I? A keyboard. But I know. So no callers today. I'm looking for the day that you guys are going to give us a call here at the show, 252-756-2008. Join me on the fun and how is your brain game? So let's get right into the meat of today's show. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. So first of all, it's a happy birthday to the one that made me a mommy for the first time, my oldest daughter, Tonitia Langley Brown. And this show's topic today, Educators Bossing Up, is dedicated to her in her off season of when she was bossing up, and she's bossing up. So I wanted to do this for several reasons. To dedicate it to my daughter who has just been, cheering for others, clapping for others during their times. And she really epitomized what it means to boss up. So as I got to thinking about my daughter today, and on her birthday, and she got a real big birthday gift that she's been thinking of and planning for. I decided I'm going to do it today for the educators as well. So this is Educators Bossing Up, like my daughter Tasha Langley Brown on her birthday today, bossing it up. So after all the disheartening and tragic events that have unfolded in school systems in recent news and the opening to the new school year for most, I wanted to lighten the load and give light to the darkness and talk about educators bossing up, like my oldest daughter, with making goals, impact, and changing trajectories. I want to shed light, toot horns, do roll calls, give air high fives, and flowers to the dedicated educators in our school system. Pastor Corbett, my pastor, always teaches us that if a room is dark, if you turn on the light, it pierces the darkness. That's the goal of Let's Talk K-12 Education. I'm not discussing what's going wrong. I'm highlighting what's going right. to let others know that in the challenging educational landscape, there is light that pierces the darkness, and there are educators working in the trenches, bossing up and closing the gap of the school to prison pipeline with tenacity, grit, grind, and providing hope. In reference to my oldest daughter, Tasha Brown, and the educators that I will highlight, I will define the denotative meaning of bossing up. Denotative means from the dictionary, connotative is what we make meaning of the word. So AI University defines bossing up as is a slang term that generally means to take control of one's situation, improve one's circumstances, or achieve a higher level of success. It often implies a sense of empowerment, self sufficiency, and ambition. In essence, it's about becoming your own boss, both figuratively and literally, by taking charge of your life and making positive strides. Why educators bossing up is crucial for student achievement. The concept of educators bossing up can be a powerful tool for improving student achievement in a struggling educational system, and here's why. Empowerment and ownership, taking charge. When educators feel empowered and take ownership of their classrooms, they are more likely to implement innovative strategies and create a positive learning environment. Agency, empowering educators can foster a sense of agency, leading them to feel more invested in their students' successes. Number two, professional development. Continuous learning, educators who boss up are more motivated to seek out professional development opportunities and stay up to date on the latest teaching methods and methodologies and technologies. Skill enhancement. By investing in their own growth, educators can better equip themselves to meet the diverse needs of their students. Number three, student centered approach. Personalized learning, educators who feel empowered can tailor their instruction to meet the individual needs of their students, promoting a more personalized learning experience. High expectations. When educators believe in their students' potential, they are more likely to set high expectations and provide the support needed for them to succeed. Number four, collaboration and community. This is why educators bossing up is crucial for student achievement. Network building. Educators who boss up are more likely to collaborate with colleagues, share best practices, and create a supportive community within their schools. Advocacy. A strong educator community can advocate for resources and support needed to improve student outcomes. Number five, why educators bossing up is crucial for student achievement. Resilience and adaptability. Overcoming challenges, educators who feel empowered are better equipped to overcome challenges and adapt to changing circumstances such as new curriculum, standards, or unexpected disruptions. Positive mindset. A positive and resilient mindset can help educators maintain high morals and create a supportive learning environment. By empowering educators and fostering culture of bossing up, schools can create a more positive and effective learning environment that benefits students, teachers, and the community as a whole. So the four C's, which is when I was teaching, they talked about that, how you can boss up. And this was back during the time that I was teaching from about 2009 up until 2019. The four C's in regards to 21st century skills are critical thinking. This involves the ability to analyze information, evaluate arguments, and make informed decisions. Communication. Effective communication is essential for success in the 21st centuries. Learners need to be able to communicate clearly and effectively in both written and oral forms, as well as through digital media. And that is a huge one. I might touch on that one if I have some time, towards the end of the show. The other four C's for 21st century skills are collaboration. The ability to work effectively with others is a key skill for the 21st century. Learners need to be able to collaborate on projects, share ideas, and solve problems together. And the other C, which is the fourth one, which is creativity. Creativity is essential for innovation and problem solving on the 21st century. Learners need to be able to think outside the box, generate new ideas, and find creative solutions to challenges. These four C's are considered essential for success in the 21st century and are being integrated into education systems around the world. Now, I want to go back in before we talk about the lasting positive implications of educators bossing it up before our break. All those things are essential, all of those are important. And I took the time today to talk about how they're doing it. And I'm going to share after the break. A system that's doing that where educators are bossing up and making a change and changing trajectories with implementing the four C's, implementing those things that I discussed at the top of the show. And they are piercing the darkness with light. They're being a light. I want to say this before I move any further and just share my reflections with where we are in our educational system and what is happening in our educational system, unfortunately, in some areas with very dismal outcomes that have happened in light of the news, of the recent news. We have to focus, we have to be realistic, we have to be informed, but we also, if you're sending your children to school every day, it is my due diligence to make sure that you are aware that in light of what's happening, that is sad, it's tragic, and I honestly, I'm going to be honest, I felt a little blue, a little heavy. There are educators bossing it up out here, and they are working in the trenches, and they're working hard to pave a way. They're working to change the language. They're looking to change what is being said about our public education system. Whether it is traditional, whether it is charter, whether it is private, whether it is public, even some of the homeschoolers, the Christian schools. We need to take the time to understand on the second part of when we come back from break. I'm going to share people are doing it. And so, even though we want to inform ourselves and stay abreast of what's happening with some of the trends, I challenge you, community. I challenge you, awesome radio community, to also take the time to do some research of what's happening right and not always what's happening wrong. Because when you have those thoughts and those feelings and you are around your children and you're sending them to school, whether you know it or not, sometimes those thoughts and your fears and your dismal outtakes transfer on those children. And they're having to go to school every day in their environment to do the very best that they can to make the learning goals and achievements that they set for themselves while they're in the midst of their peers. So I want you to think about that. Of course, it's good to educate, but it's also good to highlight those positive things. So there's some lasting implications of educators bossing up, and it's for students, for educators, for our educational system. And there's some things that can happen as a result of lasting implications of educators bossing it up. So before we head to break, I'm going to give you a few of those. Um, it improves academic achievement for students. It improves job satisfaction for educators. And for the educational system in a whole, it improves student outcomes. So I want you to think about that. And there's more bullets to each one of those, but I want you to think about those as we get ready to head to break, as we get ready to explore all of how the four C's are working, all of how educators are bossing it up to change trajectories and meet those learning outcomes. And we're going to discuss those after we get ready to head to a short break. I'm excited. I cannot wait to get into details with who it is, who they are, what they've done, how they've strategized, and I cannot wait. I am just busting at the seams. I want to get started now, but I know if I get started, I may not be able to actually round it up the way that I want to. So, stay tuned here to Awesome Radio, 107.5. And also, let me try to sound it out. But anyway, okay. So follow us back here. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Daniel from Grayville. We appreciate you for listening to Awesome Radio 107.5 FM, 1570 AM, WECU Radio in Grayville.
FM 1570 AM WECU.
All right. Welcome back to Awesome Radio 107.5 FM and 1570 AM. You can find us here talking about all things education every Tuesday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Let's Talk K-12 Education. You can also email us here at Let's Talk K-12 Education at gmail.com with your thoughts, with things that you would like for us to discuss up here. Again, you can email us at let's talk K-12 education at gmail.com. So let's get right into it. So before the break, I shared how my oldest daughter on her birthday today inspired this educator's bossing up topic. I defined the term, its relevance to student learning achievements and desired outcomes. I also decided that this show is not only dedicated to grind, grit, tenacity, and determination of bossing up, but that also meant that I will highlight what's working right in the school system and piercing the darkness with light in the midst of the tragic scenarios within the schools in recent news. So AI University with Educators Bossing Up defines the following terms when you talk about teacher empowerment and student outcomes. Meta-analysis by Hattie 2009 found that teacher expectations and self-efficacy have a significant impact on student achievement. This suggests that empowered educators can positively influence student outcomes. Research studies by researchers like Darling and Hammond 2010 and Fullen in 2012 have highlighted the importance of professional development and teacher leadership in improving school performance. School culture and climate. There's research by scholars like Shear from 2017 and Hoyt and Spiro from 2005 has shown that a positive school culture characterized by high expectations, collaborations, and support for teachers is linked to improved student outcomes. Professional development. Studies by researchers like Gusky 2000 and Lieberman in 2005 have demonstrated the effectiveness of professional development programs that focus on teacher empowerment, collaboration with reflective practice. While these studies don't directly wrap around the slang term bossing it up, they provide strong evidence for the positive impact of empowered educators, positive school cultures, and effective professional development on student outcomes. Now, in addition, I told you that I would highlight a district with educators bossing it up to outpace the state. That district, according to my sources online, is our very own. Drum roll, please. Where I had my teaching career as a remediation and classroom teacher for 10 years is Pitt County Schools. Woo, it makes me so excited. Let me clap them up. Woo, so excited, guys. I know that I've been hearing quite a buzz, looking at some things online, but I said, let me do my little research. And then I went to a school yesterday, actually for Grandparents' Day, and talked to one of the principals of the school. I said, let me dig a little deeper into this. So let me tell you about Pitt County Schools, what their mission is. Pitt County Schools will lead collaboration between school, home, and community to foster student growth and success, both socially and academically, in order to develop productive global citizens. And Pitt County Schools' vision is they will inspire and motivate all learners by providing educational opportunities that that engage, empower, and elevate students to lead healthy, resourceful, and responsible lives. And again, I'm reading that right off the website. Again, this is my old stomping ground where I'm a product of Pitt County Schools, a very proud product of Pitt County Schools, and happy to share some of this, how their educators are bossing it up. Let me give you some of their objectives from their 2020 to 2026 district strategic plan. So their goal is to continue to be foundational, optimal achievement for the students, not just as successful learners, but also as successful people. And let me give you Pitt County Schools objectives according to their 2020-2026 district strategic plan. The objective one is to improve school climate measures across all schools and grade levels. Objective two is to increase the number of schools in the district utilizing innovative breakfast after the bell, summer meals, and at-risk after school meals programs to keep students fed, healthy, and engaged. Objective three, increase the percentage of 4-year-old children enrolled in state pre-K from 22% to 34%, above the current national average. Objective 4 in their strategic district plan, decrease the high school dropout rate for each subgroup. Objective 5, prepare students for post-secondary opportunities. Objective 6, decrease the number of students taking remedial courses in college. And objective 7, sustain and increase the number of educators of color in schools across Pitt County Schools. And objective 8 is to sustain and increase the number of educators of colors in schools. So that's objective 7, excuse me. So before we get ready to head to our next break, let's run some of this data about Pitt County Schools. And I'm going to read this and I'm going to quote, through an industrious focus on growth and a firm resolve to exceed proficiency levels, Pitt County Schools displayed marked improvements in the 2023-24 performance grades and accountability measures released Wednesday by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. So again, I'm giving you where I got the information, and if you would like to see that regarding our very own in your backyard, Pitt County Schools, you can go online and type in North Carolina Department of Public Instruction, or you can say NCDPI. So I also would like to highlight that 83% of its schools either met or surpassed growth expectations. Now, here is the part right here that I got to toot the horn, give the flowers, give them air high fives, and it makes me so proud to be a product of Pitt County Schools as a former educator that was also on a transformative team to turn a school around. Pitt County Schools outperformed the state in grade level proficiency for all subjects in nearly 62% of the subgroups. I just have to pause right there. Overall, the data of teaching and learning, those instructional strategies, has enabled them to have a much better place. I'm just lost for words. Also, there's lots of other material content that I could talk about, but I want to share this piece right here with you too. And again, I want you to look it up. You can go right on Pitt County Schools website to find this information, or you can search the state's information, which is North Carolina Public of Instruction, North Carolina NCDPI. Here's another tidbit that I'm gonna have to say it really slow, and I got to clap my hands for just a moment. So yes, educate and share information we may know, not know. Yes, definitely, Miss Boyd Jackson, thank you so much for commenting. You know, I'm trying to get through this before break. I'm trying to get through this without crying because I feel so proud. And like I was explaining to the engineer here, that a lot of times people just don't know, if, first of all, if you're not an educator, and if you're not in tune. So it is my goal on this show is to provide those facts, Miss Boyd Jackson. So thank you for sharing. I want you to look it up. So here's another piece too, Miss Boyd Jackson. Check this out. Of the 36 schools within Pitt County Schools that are assessed, 2 received a A grade, 6 schools received a B grade, 13 schools received a C, 15 received a D, and there were no schools which received a F performance grade. And I'm gonna hold it right there before we get ready to head to the break. Educators bossing it up, educators doing big things, educators in spite of all the challenges, educators in spite of learning loss to the pandemic, educators despite people saying they're going to do something and not doing it. It's happening right here in our backyard for Pitt County Schools. I want to thank you so very much because I have more information. So you got to come on the other side after the break. So I want you to come back. Awesome Radio, 107.5 WECU FM and 1570 AM to get the other stats that I'm going to share about our very own Pitt County Schools. Thank you so much. Come on back after the break so I can give you more information. I look forward to seeing you. Come on back. All right.
Hello, my name is Daniel out of Greenville. Thank you for listening to Awesome Radio, 107.5 FM, 1570 AM, WECU.
All This is Ken Ham inviting you to visit the full-size Noah's Ark at the Ark Encounter. Some Christians, including many pastors and Bible colleges, teach that Noah's flood was just a local event, not a flood that actually covered the entire earth. Now, this doesn't come from the text of Genesis. It comes from bringing evolutionary ideas from outside the Bible into the text. Here's what the Genesis text actually says. Over and over, Genesis uses words like all and every, such as all the high hills under the whole heaven were covered, and all flesh died. Now, that doesn't sound like a small localized event. You see, the Bible is very clear. Noah's flood? Well, it was a global judgment on sin, but God offered mercy.
Plan your visit to the Ark Encounter by going to AnswersRadio.com. Kids are free, so bring the whole family. Go to AnswersRadio.com.
Okay, man, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. Cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Show the world that you're tougher than tough. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hello, my name is Hayden. Thank you for listening to Awesome Radio, 107.5 FM, 1570 AM, WECU.
All right, and we're back here again today and every day on Tuesdays from 2 to 3 o'clock with Let's Talk K-12 Education with your host, Tonitia Langley. I'm the host, but you in the community mean the most. Before the break, I told you some really exciting news, and I had a caller or someone on Facebook to say, yes, educate and share information we may not know. Glory. And that is my whole goal, to do that. Because I take for granted what I know because it's my area of expertise as a thought leader and education enthusiast. But it doesn't matter what we know as educators in the industry. It's important for the community and the families, for you all hoping to partner with us to know these things. So before we went on to break, I gave you a little bit of data, but let me go ahead and give you who they are and what they've done. So because I'm so proud. So I'm gonna highlight some data. And again, you can look for this information yourself on Pitt County Schools website, or you can go to NCDPI and search. You can also give us a call here at the show. If you have a question, I can try to get it answered at 252-756-2008. I am taking callers and I am reading comments on Facebook. So let me get into the meat of this so I can get through as much as I want to get through, supporting and congratulating our very own Pitt County Schools, which is where I taught. I born, bred, and led as a leader, Pitt County Schools. So schools receiving an A. Performance grades are the Innovation Early College High School, Pitt County Schools Early College. Schools receiving a B, which was Shakad, D.H. Conley, which is where I graduated from high school, Hope Middle School, J.H. Rose, South Central High School, and Wintergreen Primary and Intermediate School. Schools receiving a C. Aiden Grifton High School, Aiden Elementary School, Creekside Elementary School, Eastern Elementary School, Elmhurst Elementary School, Farmville Central High School, G.R. Whitfield School, North Pitt High School, Pitt County Virtual School, Ridgewood Elementary School, Sam D. Bundy, H.B. Sugg Elementary Schools, Stokes Schools, and W.H. Robinson School. Schools receiving a D, which was A.G. Cox Middle School, Aiden Middle School, Belvoir Elementary School, Bethel School, CM Epps Middle School, E.B. Aycock Middle School, Falkland Elementary School, Farmville Middle School, Grifton School, Lake Forest Elementary School, Northwest Elementary School, Pactola School, South Greenville Elementary, Wall Elementary School, and Welcome Middle. Now, I'm proud to say that because in my teaching career, I either taught, well, I taught at Welcome, but I did remediation in many of those schools at the top of my career as a remediation teacher. Now, there are also some data highlights that are, I can't go over those because it'll just take up a lot of time and I want to share some things with you. But if I have some time at the end, I will go over the data. There's a lot of highlights. So what I'm going to challenge you guys to do so that I can go to the next part during our next minutes together is to see those data highlights for your very own Pitt County Schools. Go to their website or look up NCDPI and find Pitt County Schools. If I have some time, I'll go over some of those other data highlights. So I'm the host, but you in the community mean the most. And so you can email us here at K-12, your K-12 educational suggestions or topic ideas at let's talk K-12 education at gmail.com. We are taking callers today at 756-2008 for questions and clarity for today's topic, which was inspired by my oldest daughter celebrating her birthday, Tasha Brown, and to the Pitt County Schools educators, bossing up. Yes, let's go. I'm excited about that. I'm also reading comments, those that are applicable to read here on Facebook. So if you would like to comment, have some suggestions, clap up Pitt County Schools, have something, very positive to say that's uplifting, I'll be reading those as well. So before I just highlighted our very own educators in Pitt County Schools, bossing it up with their 2020-2026 strategic plan that can be found again on NCDPI's website, their objectives and some phenomenal data. You've got to see it with your own eyes. I know I read it to you, but you got to just see it and experience it with your own eyes. Kudos and flowers to my former district and colleagues. Yes, very, very proud of you guys. So on this part right here, I've just read how they bossed it up, turned things around. They pull themselves up by the bootstraps. So many hands make light work. That's another one of our terms that Brother McCullough used to say. I don't know where he got it from. God rest his soul. Many hands make light work, and it takes a village. How do you, as families, help Pitt County School educators bossing up and continue to close the prison to school pipeline and kick pandemic learning loss and rock out in their goals, objectives, and desired student learning outcomes. How can you partner with them? Well, I'm getting ready to tell you. Partnering with Pitt County Schools to help them to continue to achieve their strategic goals in their 2020 to 2026 district strategic plans. And here are some ways to get involved. Stay informed. Review the plan, familiarize yourself with the goals and objectives outlined in the strategic plan. This will help you understand the areas where your support can make the most significant impact, how you, your children, your community can help Pitt County Schools keep moving forward. Attend school board meetings. Attend school board meetings to learn about the district's progress and provide feedback on its initiatives. Volunteer. Volunteer for school programs and activities such as mentoring, tutoring, or coaching. This provides valuable support to students and teachers. Community events. Participate in community events that benefit students such as fundraisers or after-school programs. How else can you partner with Pitt County Schools to help them in their strategic 2020-2026 plans? You can advocate for students. Contact your representatives. Reach out to local and state representatives to advocate for policies that support education and student success. Share your experience. Share your experiences and concerns with school administrators to help them make informed decisions. Because nobody made an F, but help some of those schools that maybe have a B, go to an A. Help those that have a C, go to a B. Help those that have a D, go to a C. So even though there's lots of progress, there's still lots of work to be done, and they still could benefit from your partnership. So what else can you do? You can support local businesses, shop local, support local businesses that contribute to the community and may offer educational resources or opportunities. Encourage partnerships. Encourage local businesses to partner with schools on projects that benefit students. And you can also provide resources like what I'm doing. Donate time, money, or resources to support school programs and initiatives. Offer your expertise. Share your skills and expertise with the school districts to help address specific needs. So you don't have to be an educator. You could be someone in your industry and just have a little bit of time and you want to wake up and feel real good. Go to your local schools. Do a read aloud. Help them with the book fair or career fair. You'd be surprised how that could benefit and really help those schools, and the schools helping the district to continue to do a very fine job in their strategic plan. By actively participating in these ways, families and the community can help Pitt County Schools achieve its strategic goals and ensure that all students have the opportunity to succeed. We're taking callers today at 252-756-2008 for questions and clarity for our topic today, inspired by my oldest daughter celebrating her birthday, Tasha Brown, and to the Pitt County Schools educators bossing it up. Now, I always have to give a little data or statistics, but I'm just going to continue to provide more information. So AI University says, what are the benefits of meeting and exceeding a strategic plan objectives? So Pitt County Schools strategic plan is designed to improve student outcomes and enhance the overall quality of education in the district. By continuing to meet and exceed these objectives, the school community can expect several benefits. So not just talking about what it's going to do with the curriculum, not just talking about academics, not just talking about school grades. If they are continuing to be the forerunners and doing a very fine job, here is how it could benefit you. Improve student outcomes. Could result in higher graduation rates. Increased graduation rates lead to better job prospects and overall life success for students. Improved academic performance. Higher academic achievement prepares students for college, careers, and civic engagement. Increased college and career readiness, students who meet or exceed academic standards are better equipped for post-secondary education and the workforce. Now, here is one that you want to lean in real close and listen to why it's so important that Pitt County Schools continues to move forward. Enhanced school funding. State and federal grants meeting and exceeding strategic plan objectives can make the district eligible for additional state and federal grants, which can provide funding for various programs and initiatives. Community support. A successful school district is more likely to receive community support, including donations and fundraising efforts, which can supplement school funding. Increase property values. Improve schools can positively, excuse me, can't talk today, impact property values in the community, which can generate additional revenue for the school district through property taxes. Stronger communities. Increased economic development. A well-educated workforce can attract businesses and industries to the community, leading to economic growth. Improve quality of life. A strong school district contributes to a higher quality of life for residents and can attract families to the area. Enhanced community pride. A successful school district can foster a sense of pride and belonging among community members. By continuing to meet and exceed the objectives in their strategic plan, Pitt County Schools can create a more vibrant and prosperous community for all. So again, I am taking callers today at 252-756-2008 for questions and clarity for our topic with educators bossing it up. And I also want to share a little bit about my story, even though it's outside of it was before this very successful initiative that's happening now. How I know that educators bossing up makes a difference, and cohesive teams in these environments make a difference. Because why? Because I was a member of a transformative team back, at Welcome Middle from about 2012, 13 to 2019. The little school that could, doing these things and providing all of the initiatives that talked about educators bossing up is a way to help. It means that it's a sense of belonging. And it also creates, when educators are bossing it up and doing it right and making change, it just creates so many other initiatives. And when you're talking about that, it's not compartmentalized just at a few schools, but it's across the district. I just read to you the ways that you can benefit. So I am hoping with those initiatives that I gave, to suggest and strongly suggest that you partner with Pitt County Schools. The educators are doing their part. Your children are doing their part, because it takes them as a team to be able to meet and exceed this testing data. So you can come in. It shouldn't be so hard now for you to come in as a part of the team, as a parent, as a caregiver, as a stakeholder, and say, I'm going to grab that rope with you, Pitt County Schools, and we are going to pull together. We're going to work together. You're showing me that educators are bossing up, and I'm going to show you how our families and our communities are going to continue to boss up for economic development, so that we're turning our schools around, so that our educators feel good about being such a part of something. Like I felt as a welcome wildcat, having people come into our schools to see that had schools similar to ours. Like, what are you guys doing to these students? A lot of things that I mentioned today, which are those key factors in helping in a transformative process and helping in a turnaround process. So it's not just specifically to one school, but you guys are showing up and really doing the thing. So I have a few minutes before we get ready to close it out for today with Educators Bossing It Up. I want to read some of you some of the data highlights. And again, I won't be able to read all of them. I'm going to read just a few because I'm going to challenge you. I'm doing a call to action for you to partner. And the biggest weapon is being informed. So I can tell it to you, but you need to go and find the information, find the resources, and read it. So let me read to you some of the data under the data highlights. So over 83% of the schools met or exceeded expected growth, 30 of 36. And it was, so this is some of these down here. So 42.1% of third graders are reading at or above grade level, according to the integrated assessment. 56.6% of students who took the 10th grade English to EOC are reading at or above grade level. Students with disabilities in grades 3 through 12 demonstrated increase in grade level proficiency. 28 of the 34 schools with economically disadvantaged student subgroups met or exceeded expected growth. There was something in particular here that I really wanted to read. Oh, the ACT composite. So the ACT composite score proficiency percentage increased from 37.7 to 54.7. That means that Pitt County schools outperformed the state in the ACT composite by 14.4 percentage points for the 23-24 school year. Again, that's only just a few of those data highlights. So that is where we are today. And so a review and a recap, Educators Bossing It Up. On Tasha's birthday, she inspired this. This show's topic today, Educators Bossing Up, is dedicated to when you are clapping for others in your off season and bossing it up. After all of this, the disheartening and tragic events that have unfolded in the school systems in recent news and the opening to the new school year for most, I wanted to lighten the load and give light to the darkness and talk about educators bossing up like my oldest daughter with making goals, impact, and changing trajectories. I wanted to shed light, toot horns, do roll calls, give air high fives, and flowers to the dedicated educators in our Pitt County school system. So that was the goal of today's show. I chose not to discuss what's going wrong. I highlighted what's going right. To let others know that the challenging educational landscape, there is light that pierces the darkness, and there are educators working in the trenches, bossing up, closing the gap to the school to prison pipeline with tenacity, grit, and grind. So you can get access to this information online through NCDPI and search Pitt County Schools 2020-26 strategic plans. Remember, every child is unique. What works best for your family, and create a supportive learning environment and bridge the gap from home to school. Catch us on Facebook and YouTube, and come back every Tuesday from 2 to 3 o'clock for Let's Talk K-12 Education. See you then.
You're listening to Awesome Radio, WECU 107.5